Hey, beauties, morning to you. You know, we live in a world today where people value mediocre and reject excellence. They reject exceptional, something that is superb. We see it permeated on social media. When you scroll the different social media platforms and you see people doing some things that you wonder, how is it that people are comfortable watching this day after day after day? It is like somebody eating, a burger meal for breakfast, and then maybe KFC or Popeyes for lunch, and ice cream for dinner, and a cake for supper every day, and then expecting to live a long and a healthy life. Maybe they may live a long life because life is so funny. The genetics, it just works how it seemed to, or how God just may order it. But you may not necessarily have the health behind the longevity. You may not necessarily have the health behind the longevity. It's a sad state of affair. In fact, now mind you, I am okay and very much, sort of light-hearted, let me put it that way, when we have enjoyable moments, fun moments. The Bible says a merry heart does good like medicine, and it is good to laugh. It is good to enjoy life, not laughing at the demise of someone. Even if you consider that person an enemy or somebody who is against you, do not do that. God will pull back the effects of whatever is happening to that person if you continuously do such. And but we find that people enjoy mediocre. We find in our country, for example, we laud dunce. We laud a simpleton mindset. We laud people who are not doing learning, and they don't value education. And I'm not talking only in a formal sense, but just learning the truths and the truths of life. We're okay with mediocre. We're okay with non-facts. And we relish and we revel in them. Do not be among those people who don't value solid and sound information. I guarantee you, one day they're going to have fries head and a burger heart and chicken feet and ice cream eyes. In other words, their lives are going to spiral out of control. It's going to fizzle away. It's not, and they're going to be no more, not remembered, because what they brought to the fore was not valuable. Make sure that some sensible, make sure some sensible and solid things get into your headspace, into your psyche, into your mindset. Don't follow what you're seeing because, everybody's rushing, towards the things that are not necessarily good, towards, or let us put it this way, people sacrifice the best for the better, and they sacrifice the better for the good, and they sacrifice the good for the bad. Don't be among them. Don't be named among them. Things may be slow, but the race is certainly not for the swift. It is certainly not for the swift. It's for that person or that people who endures to the very end. Get some solid information. Leave a lasting legacy. When we think of people like Beres Hammond and Martha Griffiths, I'm sure if you were to listen to their story, it may look as if it was easy for them to get into the business. It may not have been. They probably had to toil long and hard. Greats don't just get up overnight and become great. They had to toil long and hard. And they produced solid music in an era that respected good music. And today they're legends. I'm seeing where no matter where Beres goes, the place is sold out, or you see a very, very large crowd, and people feel enthralled. They're thrilled. They feel blessed. They feel motivated. They feel re-energized because they got some solid music in their soul, which is a composite of the mind, the will, and the emotions. Beautiful people, don't be caught in the burger mentality, in the fries mindset. Get some vegetable mindset. Vegetable mindset, fruits mindset, solid mindset, beauties. Don't just be caught up with the folly, simpleton, ridiculous things. Sometimes you're scrolling it and you wonder to yourself, like, people are that desperate for money? I mean, things are tough, don't get me wrong. I would do well with some right now. But it just sad, and what they don't understand, after a while they'll be forgotten, no more remembered, because it's not lasting. It's not built on solid ground. It is not built on the solid rock. Those, the man or the woman that builds his or her house on the sand, it must sink, because it's only sinking sand. But you build it on the solid rock, and you wait until your time, it's going to be lasting. Your name will be forever remembered like the great King David, the greatest earthly king that has ever lived. Build a solid foundation and leave that legacy for your children and your children's children. That's what the Bible says. Store up treasures for your children and your children's children, basically. Don't get caught up with the folly and the nonsense and the sort of a simpleton mindset and ridiculous things, foolish things, folly. They're like soda. They eat away at the bones. You know, they're soda. They eat away gradually at the bones. Not knocking any, company or anything like that. I'm just letting you know the realities of life, beautiful people. We see where the generation is going awry. And they're not growing with a level of excellence. They don't revel in excellence. They revel in mediocre, wishy-washy, hairy-fairy things. Revel in the things that make sense. Revel in the things that produce excellence, or excellence, par excellence, as they would say. Revel in those things. Stir up those things. Be a talent plus individual. When I say talent, with wisdom, with tenacity, with perseverance, and with learning more and becoming great. The greatness is inside of all of us. It's just for us to enact it. So let us do away with mediocre and go for the best. Beauties, thank you. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this message, please.